Hey everyone, welcome back to All Tommy Farms, and today we're going to be getting into a new video. And before we get into the video, please go on and click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's go on and get into the video. Well, good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Let me make sure everything is set. Thank you all so much for joining the WILDWOODS Beekeeping Chat tonight. It is September 22nd, 6:59 p.m., and we have 8 folks on here so far. And as you can see in the title, the topic tonight is pretty interesting. We're going to be talking about fake honey. I actually saw some beekeepers, Glade Sessions, Jed, and Bracken. I'm sure you all know them. They do their live streams on Thursdays, and I saw them kind of talking about fake honey and figured that that would be a pretty good topic for a live stream. And since tonight I didn't have anybody scheduled to be a guest or anything, I figured tonight, would be the best time to discuss fake honey. So I have a presentation I made today, kind of late hand type thing. I was able to put it together, and I think it's pretty good. But we'll get into that in just a little bit, in maybe 5 minutes. So I'm going to let some people get in here first, so we don't miss anybody. Thank you all so much for joining in tonight. I appreciate everybody. It's been 2 weeks since I've been live. I think I skipped last week. Yeah, last week I skipped. The Monday before that is when I went live with Mr. Ed. As you can see, I'm inside. It's kind of getting more later. Today is actually the first day of fall. Officially, it's still felt like summer a little bit outside today, but cooler than it was. Today the high was 92 here in southeastern Alabama. Today I saw goldenrod blooming. We have our goldenrod it's officially starting to turn yellow. So, bees are bringing that in as well. So, I want to welcome everybody in. Make sure to smash that like, share it out to your socials if you will. Thank you all so much. Hey, Philip Morris, RTX Honeybees. We have Gunline Bees. They actually got first place. Tim and Hannah, congratulations. Got first for tonight. We got Russell Amon. All the fine folks in here tonight who watched the chat, and appreciate all of you. Let's see. Keep going. We got Mike Tangway. Good evening, Mike. How are you? S.A. Thanks for checking in. We got Pastor Larry, Miss Jan, and Miss Leanna. So thank you all for joining in tonight. And we have more people coming in as we speak. We have Brian from Flower Street Farm Bees. What's going on, Brian? Hope you're doing good. Some honey sold at my computer's messing up. Some honey sold at farmers markets is not real honey. You're right, and we're going to get into that later. I think this is going to be a good topic tonight because I think it really needs to be brought up more in the beekeeping community, because we have fake honey, starting to everywhere in farmers markets, in stores. It's cheaper to create artificial honey, fake honey, as you can see on the title. So therefore, it kind of hurts beekeepers who are working hard and have to put their prices up. So it's hurting beekeepers financially, especially big beekeepers. And so I think it's important for us to talk about that. So that's kind of why I wanted to discuss it. Thank you all so much for joining in. I guess we'll go ahead and get into the presentation tonight. I will be able to see the chat a little bit, but I really won't be kind of talking much with the chat. I apologize. Just gonna focus on the presentation. But if you have questions or anything like that, feel free to put those in the comment section below. In the comment box, and I will get to those in just a little bit. So let's see here. We're gonna put up the presentation here. Fake honey as the topic tonight. Tonight, you'll learn what fake honey really is, why it exists, how it's made, and the impact it has on health and the environment, and also on the beekeepers themselves. And most importantly, you'll discover how to spot fake honey, and also what's being done to protect the real thing. That's what we're going to discuss tonight. Number one, what is fake honey? If you're a new beekeeper, you may be beekeeping for a little bit. Sell honey for money. A lot of people buy it, and they love raw honey, but there is a lot of fake honey out there. Look, you may think that that's not the case, but it certainly is. It's everywhere in the markets. So what is fake honey? What it's made of? Basically, it's altered honey mixed with sugar syrups, rice syrup, corn syrup, etc. Artificial honey is made entirely from sugar and glucose. No bees involved, because altered honey still has honey in it, but it's not as much. It's still fake. It's just different. It's called altered, and then you also have artificial. Both are bad, and both we need to protect the real honey. We don't need consumers buying the altered honey, but of course it's going to happen. That's just a natural way of it. That's what things happen. But we're trying to educate the public, so they know that there's fake honey out there. Might as well just go buy from a local beekeeper. We're gonna get into that in just a little bit. So that's basically what fake honey is. It's mixed with sugar syrups, corn syrup, rice syrup. Why fake honey exists? Well, main reason is because high global demand for honey is high. Shortages due to colony losses and seasonal limits. And the biggest reason why fake honey exists is because of profit motivation. Fake honey is cheaper to produce than real honey. Even though, real honey is made by the bees, you're not paying the bees for the honey, essentially, but you kind of are, because you're having to buy boxes, you're having to take care of the bees. And then you get to the labor part of doing extraction, which most beekeepers, aren't really fond of doing extraction. I've asked beekeepers all over what their favorite and least favorite thing about beekeeping is, and a lot of them say it's extraction. It is a lot of work, and it also does cost if you're wanting to put your labels on, or if you're wanting to get your bottles, all that good stuff. It just costs a little bit more to produce real honey rather than it's fake. That's why you see a lot of fake honey out there. The short answer is money. Real honey is one of the most valuable products in the food world, and bees can only produce so much honey in a season. And of course, you also have factors like weather, the nectar flow, because in 2023 we had like one of the worst flows ever, and we really didn't get much honey that year. So that year was a really bad year for honey. You couldn't really find it. It was a little bit. You had some shortages, especially down here in the south. We had a bad nectar flow due to some late drops in temperatures, and colony health limit how much is available. On top of that, beekeepers face challenges like pests, diseases, and colony losses. All of this makes honey a product that is naturally limited in supply. So you're the big look. Everything is really about money, about making the most money, and really fake honey is a little bit easy. It doesn't cost as much as real honey, and since that right there, since it's much cheaper to buy or to make artificial honey, and a lot of times you can't even tell a difference whatsoever taste wise. These companies are making the people who are making this money are making a fake product, and I think that the beekeepers who are making the real thing should get more benefit, should get more money. Should that's why a lot of people are struggling with honey in the industry, because a lot of people don't know that there's a whole bunch of fake honey in in all your grocery stores, because that's where a majority of the the public buys their honey is from the from the grocery store. As you can see in the picture, that's honey. I mean, and look, I'm not going to try to say any specific honey out there that's fake or that's not fake, because there's a lot of honey that's in the grocery stores that's 100% real, that's out there, but there's a lot of honey out there that's fake, so watch out. But we're gonna get more into these slides. We'll get more into some other stuff, which will give you a little more information. But that's pretty much why honey exists: is money, um, in demand of honey. How fake honey is made. There are a couple of different processes depending on whether the final product is altered honey or completely artificial honey, as we just mentioned just a little bit ago. Altered honey still has some honey in it, but it's still altered. Still pretty much, I see altered honey and artificial honey as the same thing. I don't see altered honey better than artificial honey. That's just my opinion. I just don't really see that. For altered honey, the process usually starts with real honey. A producer might buy genuine honey, but instead of selling it as it is, they dilute it with cheap syrups. Some of the most common additives are corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, rice syrup, or beet sugar syrup. And you probably have heard of fructose syrup, because that's what a lot of beekeepers use to feed their bees. It's you probably know some of these sugars, but they use it for fake honey. These sweeteners have a similar consistency and color to honey, so they can be very well blended in without being obvious. Some operations even use advanced filtering to remove pollen from the honey, which makes it harder to trace back to its floral or geographic origin. This allows them to disguise where the honey really came from and pass it off as a more expensive variety. But for artificial honey, the process skips the bees entirely. Like I said, I don't see altered honey better um, than artificial, because they're both as not good. We the real honey is the best thing, because um, the real honey takes a lot more work for beekeepers, a lot of more work for the beekeepers to make, and it's much more healthy. Factories create it by heating mixtures of glucose, sucrose, and other sweeteners, and then they add acids or enzymes to mimic the thickness and texture of real honey. Sometimes food coloring is used to match the golden shades of natural honey, and artificial flavoring may be added to give it that faint floral taste we associate with the real thing. The result is a product that looks almost identical to natural honey, but it is essentially just syrup in disguise. On a larger scale, there are even blending practices used by exporters and distributors. They may take a batch of lower quality honey, mix it with altered or artificial honey, and then relabel it. And in some cases, the product is shipped through multiple countries with paperwork altered along the way to hide its true origin. This is sometimes referred as honey laundering. It's important to realize that it's isn't just happening in small shops. Many of these operations are industrial, using large scale equipment designed to make mass produce fake honey quickly and cheaply. And because the finished product looks and pours like the real thing, most consumers would never notice the difference without laboratory testing. That's why whenever you buy honey from the store, to all you public people out there who are not beekeepers, that's why it tastes like real honey. You have no idea. Um, how to spot fake honey? It's extremely hard to spot fake honey, because when you eat the honey, a lot of times it tastes pretty similar to the real thing. A lot of methods you may have heard about, like dipping a matchstick into honey to see if it burns, or dropping honey in water to see if it sinks in a straight line, are more myths than reliable tests. They can sometimes give hints, but they are not foolproof. Modern altered honey is can often pass these old fashioned tricks. So the main way to spot um the fake honey is lab testing. In excuse me, sorry, NMR, pollen analysis, and isotope testing. So it is extremely hard to spot. But the best reliable way to know if the honey is real or fake is to buy from a local beekeeper that you trust and know. That's the best way. Don't go into the grocery stores to buy the honey that you want to buy. Go to a local beekeeper. Their honey is going to be much better. I can promise you that. Look, fake honey has impacts on the environment, environmental concerns. So the concerns are lack of beneficial enzymes, pollen, possible contamination with chemicals or antibiotics, and undermines the local beekeepers and bee health. To me, the biggest is lack of the beneficial enzymes in pollen, because the most people are wanting honey because a lot of times honey is real similar to, it's pretty much medicine, because it really does help out with scratches, coughs, burns. And when you buy fake honey, it lacks that benefit, those beneficial enzymes in pollen, because it's filtered. It has all these different new sugars. It's artificial. It's terrible. It's not good honey. You may think it's good. It may taste good, but it really isn't beneficial to your health, because a lot of people do buy honey for health reasons, and it really does help. It really helps with coughs, and I know a lot of beekeepers who put it in their tea, their coffee, who will put it on burns or little scratches because it has all those beneficial enzymes to help with that. This one here is actually the one I'm kind of wanting to talk about a lot more, is the economic impact. We all know why fake honey exists. I talked about it today. It's because of money, because people want to earn as much money as cheap as possible, and that's by bypassing the original system, which is to go out and get natural honey to extract it from the bees themselves. It's to bypass all that and let's just get some sugar and stuff and mix together and make artificial honey. That's pretty much why this is even a thing. It's because of money. I mean, a lot of things right now is because of money. I mean, we all know that. And it really harms the honest beekeepers like me, you watching this. It hurts us because a lot of times this artificial honey is cheaper to make, so therefore it's cheaper to sell. It sells cheaper, and whenever you sell it, we probably sell it much more for a higher price because it's raw, local, no filters. A lot of times we do put it through a strainer, and that's it. And it does have labor, in it. You have to extract it. Your time is valuable. Failing honey prices due to cheap fake honey and consumer trust issues. So a lot of consumers can't trust these honey producers. That's why I said go to your local beekeepers. Go to a local beekeeper that you can trust, that that it's not artificial honey, that it's the real thing. This is the biggest, I think, issue right now is the economic, impact. It's whether it be small beekeepers or commercial beekeepers, it don't matter. We're all hurting from that. We're still selling artificial honey, and excuse me, we're not selling artificial honey. I'm sorry. We're still selling the real raw local honey. It's still selling, but the majority of people buy their honey from grocery stores and even farming markets that a lot of people go to. And I see a lot of people on my beekeeping chat saying that they just got done from a farmer's market selling their honey. Look, there can be some mixed artificial honey in there as well, so watch out. So that's why my biggest tip to the consumer, to the ordinary person who's not a beekeeper, who doesn't know what we as beekeepers know, is just find yourself a local beekeeper. Down here in Alabama, there's a whole bunch of local different beekeepers. Bruce. Um, it depends on your area, of course. If you're down here in Alabama, you got Bruce, you got Lisa, you got who else do we got down here? We got a whole bunch of different beekeepers around here. Tim and Hannah. We got a whole bunch of Alabama beekeepers down here. Just go if you're near a local beekeeper. I highly suggest you go to that local beekeeper and buy the real honey. How consumers can protect themselves? Again, buy from trusted local beekeepers. Understand labeling tricks, because a lot of times those labels aren't what they say it is. It may say that it is local raw honey, but a lot of times that's not true. You have to watch out for that. They like to trick, thinking. Don't always trust the label. Always trust the beekeeper who extracted that honey. That's what you should. That's what your mindset should be as you consumers out there. And you can look for certifications. True source. Organic. Look, there's a lot of honey out there in the grocery stores from beekeepers who are completely honest, and it is local honey, it is raw honey, and they are 100% telling the truth. And hey, I'm here for those people, trying to support them. But you can never know. You never know what's real fake. I mean, it's just out there. That again, I know I'm repeating it over and over, but we're just trying to get this out there to beekeepers. Go to your local beekeeper. Try to, instead of helping the fake honey business, instead of supporting that, support the local beekeepers who are working hard for real organic honey. That's what we're trying to do. You may be wondering what's being done about it. There are some things being done about it, but I don't know if it's going to stop. I don't know if there can be something that can be done about it. I don't think it should be a thing. I mean, I think it should just be raw local honey. But it is what it is. There are some regulations, some lab testing stuff going on, and and the beekeeping associations, beekeeping chats, beekeeping groups, trying to push what's going on with fake honey out there to other beekeepers, to people who are just ordinary people who don't even know fake honey exists. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here, and that's really why I'm having this little presentation. Like I said, it's kind of all put around in here. I think y'all can get the idea of kind of how everything goes. Didn't really go too much into detail because I would go on forever. I actually did have a whole lot of notes down here, but I'm just kind of skipping it, trying to just I find it better whenever I just kind of go off the cuff what I think, what my opinions are on it, and just keep on going. So that's what I do. But that's kind of what's being done about it. This issue hasn't gone unnoticed, but it is still a issue for the honest beekeepers out there who are trying to sell their honey, making a living, or maybe if they're just a little side hobby. All right, the conclusion. That's about it for the presentation. I see we have 20 folks in here. Make sure y'all click that thumbs up button. That helps the live stream out a lot. Make sure to share. You don't have to, but I would appreciate if you could share this live stream out, because I want as many beekeepers. I would like if we could get more ordinary beekeepers. Ordinary people who are not beekeepers to come on here and sit down and watch this little presentation, even though they're not beekeepers and they don't really need to learn how to keep bees. They don't have any interest in it. I think this is still something that we need to talk about. I mean, it's still something that needs to get out there to ordinary people, because I really do believe there's a lot of people out there who are buying from the grocery stores, from farmers markets, who have no idea it's fake honey. I feel like if we can get this out there to people, that they would know, that they would start buying from local beekeepers, knowing that all they're eating is sugar syrup. That's really all it's syrup that they're eating. It's no different. It's not honey. That's the conclusion for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching this presentation. I think it turned out pretty good, but this chat is not over. I think I'm going to answer some questions and some other things for tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in there. Make sure to like that, click that like button. Let me take this off. See who we got in here. Oh, we have DC's Bees, Dave. Thanks for checking in. We have we have a whole bunch of comments in here. I'm sorry. I missed a lot of comments in here. I just was doing this thing. So let's see who we got in here so far. We have Brian Bennett. Thanks for checking in, Brian. We have Russell. We have Randy, the Tar Heel beekeeper. Good evening, Randy. We sell 9 miles from where our honey is produced. Give me just a second. I'm just trying to make my screen bigger so I can see these comments. There we go. That's much, much better. We sell 9 miles from where our honey is produced. We have a simple map on an easel so everyone can see exactly where we are. Most still ask anyway. We have Dave in the house. We have John. I have to agree with you there, Grayson. Local is better. It is. That's what I think. I think every beekeeper in here can agree that local raw honey is the best honey out there. Sad fact is about 85% of the food industry is low-grade poison, but we will poison ourselves slowly if it tastes good enough. You're absolutely right there. I mean, it's not just honey, it's the food industry. Whatever makes them the most money, right? They're going to save the money and make more money. That's kind of their whole thing. Speaking of Alabama beekeepers, has anyone heard from Ed, son of one down there? I have wondered the same thing, Philip. I have not heard from him. He's been a while since Ed has done any videos or whatever. I know him. He did some videos a while back. I think it's almost been a year. I wonder what's going on over there. But I haven't heard from him. Or, so I haven't seen any videos. I thought about him a couple weeks ago. We encourage people at the market to taste our honey. I love to watch the reactions from those that have been eating supermarket honey. A lot of them have never tasted real local unfiltered honey. You're absolutely right. A lot of people don't even know what raw honey tastes like. They don't know. A lot of honey is filtered these days. Fake filtered. I was going to kind of mention that too. There's if you hear filtered and strained honey, those two sentences, in the honey industry mean two separate different things. Strainers are used to get rid of bee parts, maybe a little bit of wax. Wax still flows in, but the big pieces that get in the way, and bee parts, and it keeps a lot of bees from getting in the honey. Filters get rid of like pollen, enzyme specific stuff. Yeah. Lisa, that's right, I just mentioned you. Another Alabama beekeeper. Philip, we tried to call him about 2 weeks ago, but never heard back. Yep. I was wondering what's going on with Mr. Ed. Thanks, Randy. I just shot Ed a text. Hopefully responds. Let us know. We have Jack and Danae in the house. Thanks for checking in, Jack and Danae. All right, so there we go. I think I just got through all of our comments. If y'all have any questions, feel free to put them in there. So basically, that's kind of the end of the presentation. So you may be wondering what's going on. Today was 92 Fahrenheit for the high. The low, I think 67 or something. and haven't been in the bees for maybe about a couple days. My recent video came out, just kind of went through some stuff. I plan to do a small extraction in the next couple of weeks, probably early October. I know it's kind of late, but I'm just kind of waiting just a little bit to let the goldenrod get going even faster than it is now. So I won't really have a robbing problem like I did last year. Last year I did it in the middle of July, and you probably can get an idea of what happened, especially in the middle of July in southeastern Alabama. Let's see what else. Goldenrod is yellow. It is that time of year again for the goldenrod. They're going to be bringing some nectar and pollen, and just kind of getting the bees kind of set up for winter. I still have not changed. Nothing has changed here. Still 13 colonies with mated queens. They're all looking good. They're building up. Pretty surprised with the smaller ones that started out not really so good. And yeah, it's looking good. They're getting ready for winter. High was 48 here today. Wait, are you kidding, Jack and Danae? Is it really 48 Fahrenheit for your high? Wow, that's crazy. If that's the case, wow. I'm so afraid we won't have any goldenrod nectar here due to no significant rain in the past 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, we haven't had a rain in a while. I think we could use some rain. I don't think there's any. I think there's actually for here. I believe there's some forecasted for this week. You never know. It's a hit or miss. I think a couple of days ago it was about the rain, but it never did. There were some clouds, like a little scattered thing, and it missed us. It rained for a second, but didn't do anything. I mean, it's just hasn't rained here probably for about a month, maybe a little bit more. Like a real good rain. I'm going to harvest some fall honey, Grayson, probably mid to late October. Okay, all right. I'm kind of thinking the same thing too, Philip. I'm thinking, first, second, third weekend of October probably should be good. It's still gonna be warm down here. I mean, for you, for Lisa, for me, it's gonna be pretty warm. Usually in October we still have warm weather, and our goldenrod should still be blooming. It probably get really going at that time. Hopefully, I want a decent goldenrod flow. I'm hoping here soon. Because we could really use it. We could really use a good goldenrod flow because we haven't had any nectar since our spring flow. And I'm just could use some natural nectar coming in just to kind of help out a little bit, and then I'll go back and feed a little bit here in the next couple of weeks and get them kind of heavy, filled up. And I'm thinking that I might not have to feed a whole lot. Maybe I just need to feed some of the smaller colonies and see kind of maybe the bigger ones might not need it. But also recently treated with some apivar about a week ago, so got that apivar on there, half of the colonies. And I'm gonna test out a different treatment. I think I'm gonna get a different one, one that works good. I'm gonna kind of do some research, see some different ones, have some in mind that I want to try out. Always open to try new things out. I'm probably not gonna do Apigard this year. For some reason, last year I believe it might have caused maybe some queen issues. Could have just been a weird coincidence. I really don't know. So just gonna be kind of cautious with that. Use what I know works. I know Apivar has been really good for me. I've liked it. I know a lot of people may not really like it, since a lot of times mites can get resistant to Amitraz, but it still works good for me. It is in the forecast Thursday, Saturday, but we will see if it's enough. My bees were washboarding today, so I guess they're bored. It rained for didn't it rain for 2 months straight every afternoon, then nothing. Yep. That's absolutely right. It was raining every day. It seemed like it was a really big pattern. Every afternoon, late in the evening, around 4 or 5 o'clock, it'd be raining every day around on that in the afternoon. It'd be raining every day. It just got old. I was just I really didn't like it like that. I would like good rain, but maybe every week, not every day. It's just, at that point you could really just know when the rain was going to come. It was going to come in that afternoon. But now it's just nothing. It's like bone dry. Our driveway, which it's just super sandy. It's super super sandy, like very dry. But for the peanut and cotton farmers, I guess it's good to have a bit of a drought so they can turn the peanuts and cotton. Should be ready in about a month or so. Yep, for them it should be good. For us, we could use a little bit of rain. We just needed just enough to get the goldenrod flow really going. Seriously, Danae, I think we hit 95 again here. Yep, I think we reached about 93, 92. Pretty hot. I mean, see, I think, isn't Jack and Danae, aren't y'all in Wyoming or up north somewhere? Where y'all located again? I can't remember. But that is crazy. 48 degrees. Pretty cold. Like I'd be freezing. Yeah. That to me that's crazy because down here it's still in the 90s. It's been really hot. Humidity has come back a little bit. Look, I already missed the days where for that little short period where it was really nice, had a it had a fall feeling to it. Felt so good. I wish we still had that, but it's all right. It'll come back soon. But it was super nice. We were like in the 80s, the mid low 80s. It was just super nice, but it'll be all right. We'll get back into there here soon. But it's just kind of gotten back into some hot temperatures and a little bit more humidity. Just depends. Now today was a touch cooler than it was the day before yesterday and yesterday. So, I mean, yes, sir, Central Wyoming. Yep, I think I remember in a past live stream. I don't know how I remembered, but I did. I remember that y'all were in Wyoming. I think you mentioned it in the chat or something. I sometimes forget where folks are located, so I apologize. Sometimes I forget your location and names too. I mean, there's just so many beekeepers in the community. I just can't always remember. If there's any questions in there, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll answer them. Grayson, we're seeing the spider lilies bloom. Cool ever. Can't be too off from now. You're right. I know it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be soon. So let's see. Is there any more updates? I don't think I have anything else that I need to update y'all on. Just that I'm kind of getting ready for a small harvest here soon. In mid-October, early October. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to extract, but I'm thinking maybe 5 gallons worth of it. Just depends. I mean, some pretty full super shows in my video this weekend, and it pretty full honey. I am happy with the way my bees are looking right now. I'm kind of surprised with kind of how the season has gone because it's gone extremely well. It has gone smooth, and it's been much more. It's been much more smooth than it has been in the last couple of years because a lot of times I always fall off. We'll see how the next couple of months go. I'm going into winter, see if I can get out with about 10 colonies, which I'm perfectly fine with. I know I have 13 now, but coming out of winter with 10 would be, for me, fantastic because that would be the most colonies I come out of winter with in my beekeeping journey. So that's what I upload videos, kind of showing y'all what I'm doing, kind of how I do it. And I'll be uploading more videos. But usually winter is the most boring season for beekeepers. For me, honestly, it's just not a whole lot to do. Not a whole lot of vlogging to do. So that's when I always switch to like teaching videos and stuff because there's a lot of teaching stuff I can do in winter. But For the next couple of months, I'll still do I usually do weekly videos every Saturday. Sometimes I miss a Saturday, it just the way things go, but I usually upload every Saturday morning, let people come in and chat with them on a premiere. That's what I usually do. It's always fun. I always enjoy it. It's always a good time talking with beekeepers on live streams or premieres. Make sure y'all smash that like button if you haven't already. That helps the live streams out a lot. You did a swell job on that presentation, Grayson. Thanks. Thank you, Philip. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I kind of made it up today, last minute, because I just decided that this was gonna be the topic. I think I decided it was gonna be the topic on Friday. This weekend didn't get around to making the presentation, so got around to it this today, and I really like how it turned out. I like doing presentations each week. When I don't have a guest on, I kind of like to have a planned topic for the first 30 minutes, and then the second 30 minutes will just be me talking about what I'm doing and kind of what I'm doing now. It's kind of how I do it. Usually start out with my presentation, 30 minutes, talk about it. We love the Saturday videos. Thank you, Jack and Danae. I like them too because not many beekeepers upload on Saturday. I don't really think, they do, but they usually don't do premieres or anything. So it's kind of like a time where I can just premiere it and have people watching. It's honestly much more. I like that better than just straight up publishing a video, because then I can actually talk to beekeepers. They can watch the video kind of live and talk about it each point when they see it. I like that. It's really, really cool. So, I'm going to continue that slot on Saturday mornings, with the videos, and then Monday nights with the live streams is going to be kind of my schedule. If any of y'all are, don't know, that's going to be the schedule for the upcoming. I actually started uploading Saturday videos probably 3 months ago, and it kind of stick. Best 4th of July I spent was in Wyoming. 52 Fahrenheit in the mornings. Wow. Well, we down here in Alabama, we couldn't get 52 Fahrenheit in the mornings. I can't believe what it felt like. I'm sure it felt nice. 52 degrees on the 4th of July. Thank you, Tim and Hannah. We all enjoy your Saturday premieres, Grayson. Thank you. What else? Is there anything else I'm forgetting to mention? Usually 7 degrees in the morning on the 4th. Yep. So I think this week it's going to be mainly in the 90s, or I think later in the week it's going to be more in the 80s, so it'll be nice. It won't be too bad. It'll still be hot, but I can still deal with it. I mean, right now, today, I could deal with it today. We're just I'm kind of acclimated to this hot weather, but it sure is nice when it gets down a little bit more cooler, and we're getting close to those temperatures, the fall temperatures. And by the way, I guess today is the official day of fall. What do they call it? The fall, specific word, and I just looked it up what it meant today, and I can't even remember. But today is kind of the official day of fall. Didn't really feel like it, but we're getting close. Hey, J3GS Farms, Wildwood Zombie Farms. Hello. How are you doing? Thanks for checking in. There you go. That's what I meant. Autumn solstice. Yep. All right. I'm gonna go through my notes real quick just to see if there's anything else I need to mention. Actually, I think that's about it of updates. I mean, all the bees were looking good. The last update that I did was, of course, it was Saturday, which was, a lot of honey. Bees are starting to get ready for winter. Got brood. Got good queens. I think the main thing now for me is just to do a little bit of feeding. Hope that goldenrod flow is decent this year. Don't have to be the best because I don't really plan to extract anything off of the fall flow, just the spring flow mainly. Taking some of the spring flow, maybe a little bit of the fall flow, kind of mixed in with it in the supers. That's why I'm giving them a little bit of time. Get more into hopefully get a good goldenrod flow and get more into that fall flow. Then we'll be able to extract, might be a little bit more smoother, might be cooler, and maybe we'll give them a little bit of time to put a touch more nectar in the spots in the supers that don't have any nectar. That's kind of the idea. That's kind of the plan. I'm kind of what I'm doing. If it never got over 70 degrees, I'd be happy. Yep, me too. I mean, 70. I'd be happy with 75, 80 degree weather. John's in Denver, Colorado. I know some beekeepers over there in Colorado. John and Brian. July and August is the worst down here in Alabama. Usually, like my past couple of years of keeping bees, last year and the year before last year was a little bit better, but the year before, which was 2023, that was probably one of the worst. July and August, those 2 months were like the worst months to be a beekeeper down here in Alabama. I mean, it was just terrible. Lost hives that year to robbing, small hive beetles everywhere due to a bad flow. I kind of reference that in the future because I look back at it, and see kind of things that I did wrong and things that I could have done better. Probably would have been better for the future. But hey, I'm here right now. I kind of got my foundation built for next year. All right, so what I'm basically doing is just getting the foundation built for each year. So last year, I kind of want to get the foundation for this year. Came out with 4 colonies. Look, nothing spectacular. Went in with 6. Came out with 4. Decent. Built the foundation. Did some splits. Caught some swarms. Got up to 13. I pretty much tripled so far, and we'll see how that holds up. Happy with everything how it is. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I mean, yeah. Later, folks. Good job, Grayson. Thank you, Randy, for watching the live tonight. Good night. Hope you have a good day. It will be in the 50s tomorrow, I think. Though I don't mind. Yeah, a little more cooler. I mean, look. I mean, if I was in 50-degree weather, I think I'd be probably in a full coat with pants on, because what we are used to right now is much different than 50-degree weather. Well, I think we got 13 minutes left of a chat left. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in there and I can answer them. Whether they're hard or easy, you can throw them at me if you want. So I do want to mention a couple things that I usually always annually say in each live stream. I plan to do a 3,000 subscriber giveaway once I reach 3,000 subscribers. And right now I'm at 2,642 subscribers, going up fast. Appreciate you all. So in appreciation for you guys watching the chats and watching the videos, the ones of you who do, I want to do a little giveaway once I reach 3,000 subscribers. Multiple different things I kind of having in mind I'm going to give away. But so all you got to do is subscribe and support the channel. That's all you got to do. And by the way, if you want early updates, early stuff to for my channel, if you are interested or anything like that, I do have a newsletter. So at the end or right now, you can go to a different tab. If you are not subscribed, I would appreciate if you could subscribe. Now, you don't have to. If you don't want to, don't do it. If you rather not, don't have to. But I do appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, I don't spam. I don't like to spam the newsletter every day like some companies or some newsletters do. Just usually once a week for my live streams, just to give it an update, let y'all know what time it is, which same time, and what the topic is a little bit early. And what else? I think that's about it. So we'll let this 11 minutes get by, and then we'll kind of start getting close to wrapping it up. If you missed the early parts of the live stream, you can always go back and watch it once this part right here is done. It was very good little presentation tonight, and I think it turned out pretty good. Kind of talked about fake honey. Look again if you missed it. I think the biggest thing for beekeepers who, you know, for those consumers who are wanting raw local honey, you need to go to your local beekeepers, the beekeepers who you can trust and know, and buy honey from them. Look, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. It's just going to be a little bit more expensive to buy, but it's going to be better honey. It's going to be natural. It's going to have all the natural enzymes. It's not going to be it's not going to be the fake honey that doesn't have those enzymes. Because look, you consumers out there, I call you consumers, you folks out there who are regular non-beekeepers, you're basically that honey that you're consuming, the fake honey, is really basically just syrup. I mean, it's kind of what you're eating, what you're consuming. So to get the real honey, you need to go to your local beekeepers. And I love eating honey. My local honey, the honey my bees make, it's so super, super good. I like it. I don't buy from local beekeepers because I'm a beekeeper, so I eat my own honey. But people around here do who do buy my honey, and they like to come around and buy it. What is it? I can't remember the price. It's a little bit more expensive because since I'm a little bit more of a smaller beekeeper, I price it a little bit higher than commercial beekeepers. That's just because I'm a smaller operation, and that's kind of why, if you're curious. So that's kind of the message for this video, for this live stream. If you're watching it now or watching afterwards, that's the message. Just try to support local beekeepers, raw local honey, those local beekeepers. It was snowing in Leadville Wednesday when I went up there. Wait, really? It was snowing? Oh, wow. I find that very wild that, a lot of places right now are getting snow, 50-degree weather, highs and lows of 48. I just can't imagine that, because down here, we're always used to, in September, kind of still feels like summer for us, until late September, October. So I hope y'all go ahead and click that thumbs up button if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Make sure to smash it. It helps the live stream. If y'all have any final questions, you can throw them in there. I'll catch them last minute. I think I'm pretty much done with most of my topics. We got through the fake honey, and then we got through kind of what's going on around here. Let's see, you're just bragging now, Grayson. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times in September it's warm. I just can't. I honestly can't imagine that. Wow, snowing. Ultimate goal right now for me is getting ready for winter. Usually down here we don't have too harsh winters. I mean, it could be a more harsh winter this year. I mean, time will tell. Mother Nature will do what she wants to do. Things. I mean, we got snow last year. Actually, we got snow this year. I'm sorry, it really wasn't last year. It was this year in February. Got snow. We got snow down here in Alabama, and it was like 6 inches. 6 inches of snow, which is pretty crazy, but it was pretty cool as well. It's cool to see some real life snow, because most times I've never seen that much snow. It has snow, but I was like very little back then. I was like 2015, 2014, last time it really snowed, but the recent snow, I mean, that was the most we've got down here. I think, at least since I was born. I'm gonna go through some comments real quick, make sure I didn't miss any questions. I always I miss stuff all the time. Oh, earlier, Dave said, I bet most beekeepers would be able to tell. Yep, I'm pretty sure most of us beekeepers who are really familiar with honey can tell, but for the consumer, I can guarantee they probably can't tell because, they're just used to what they think honey tastes like. They really can't tell, but most times we can tell because, we're so used to our own local honey. Honey is cheap at Costco and it's easy to rebottle, mark up, and resell. Yep, that's what's hurt in the beekeeping industry is cheap honey, fake honey that they're selling is really hurting really what's hurting the honey community, the beekeeping community when they're trying to sell honey. First questions we get at the farmers market is this your honey? Is it local? Yep, I think that's the questions that most consumers should ask the local beekeepers. If you're going to a local beekeeper, like, you saw Pastor Larry just commented, is this your honey? Is it local? Those are questions that you need to ask, and like I said earlier multiple times, get in touch with a local beekeeper that you know and trust. I know a lot of consumers know a lot of people who they trust, and that's great. I just want to go back and catch some old comments. You guys can have all of our snow. Wait, might just have, yeah. Yeah, but, well, I don't know. That one time when it snowed, it was all right, but I don't know. Having that on a consistent basis, I don't think we could survive that. It was pretty cold. I mean, when I went outside, I was planning to do videos, and you could see if you go back to that video a while back with the snow, you can see I looked miserable and didn't even. It was super cold. Man, it was probably the coldest it's been in a while. It's just I was out there filming, and look, it came to a point, where my mic, I had a mic, I still have it. I don't use it all the time. I use it during the winter months whenever I'm, doing teaching videos. It's more professional during that time. But I was putting it on, filming, and man, it cut off. I mean, it was still on, but it just wasn't communicating. It was still on, it was still working, but I just couldn't do anything with it. So I had to put it back inside and wait 10 minutes for it to get back warm and use it again. It was super cold, and it can affect those type of electronics. Now I'm still able to, so that's why recording with the camera, my Canon camera that I have, it was super hard. That's why later on in that video, when I was just doing some video and I was using my phone, and it was working fine. It was much more efficient when recording. I got some nice scenes from that snow. It was very pretty. I mean, it was super cold. It was super cold, but it was very pretty and beautiful. The video, and the video was pretty good. It was pretty much just walking around, showing the snow, showing the bee yard, showing, hey, it snowed. I don't know. Will it happen again this year? I mean, we really don't know. When I go up to the steamboat during the winter, they'll have 5 feet high along the highway on Rabbit Ear Pass as well. Well, I guess that's about it for tonight's beekeeping chat. We're about at 1 hour. I mean, thank you all so much for watching. I know it's only 7:56. I actually started this live stream a little bit early, so that's why it's saying it's about to be an hour, but it's actually only 7:57. So you just kind of how it works. I usually start my live streams about 3 minutes early just to kind of catch some people early. But I'm thinking we'll just go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. I thank you all so much for joining in tonight. Make sure to click that like button, share the beekeeping chat out. Let's try to get this out there to more people. And look, you don't have to share this exact video out. Just tell them, hey, there's fake honey all everywhere. Support your local beekeepers. That's going to help those local beekeepers in your area and other areas out a lot. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Been a very good chat tonight and some good topic tonight. I really enjoyed it. Little late presentation. Thank you all so much for checking in. I can't say it enough, and we'll see you all next time. Good night, everyone. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. That is perfection. That is what you want. Oh, it's such a beautiful day today.